Hi everyone, welcome to the QE 11 Plus information event. As part of today's session, we'll be looking at a number of things, including we'll have a brief introduction to the 11 Plus. We'll talk about the QE exam pattern and scoring system. What is the process to apply for a place? So what are the key timelines? How do you choose the right school for your child? How do you prepare for QE 11 Plus? We'll talk a little bit about mock exams. And finally, we have some Q&A. Now, this is a recorded session because in the actual live session, we did not get a proper recording. So we will be taking up some of the Q&A that were held during the session. So some of the key questions that parent asked, I'll try to address that towards the end of the session. A copy of this presentation and recording will be shared with you after this session. And just a small disclaimer, a lot of the information that we are sharing is a result of our own experience and research. We do encourage all parents to do your own research. If that's a school that you're targeting, go onto the school's website, look at the relevant policies, and do a double check on these on this information that we are going to provide you. Let's have a brief introduction to the 11 plus. Now, 11 plus is a selective entrance examination for entrance into one of the grammar schools. So this exam helps students get into year 7 in their chosen grammar school. And the exam itself is taken at the start of year 6, that is in September. In terms of QE specific exam pattern and scoring, the QE exam pattern is that the exam consists of two papers. Paper 1 is English, which lasts around 50 minutes. And paper 2 is maths, which again lasts around 50 minutes. Key points are all the questions are going to be MCQ format, so multiple choice. We have to select the right answer and not of the standard type where you actually have to type in the answers. There is no VR, NVR or creative writing as part of the QE exam. Each section, that is English and maths, can contain between 50 and 65 questions. In the last couple of years, there's been an increase pattern of going towards the higher of these numbers. So that puts an additional time pressure on the students. So that is something which QE is kind of assesses. The English section can contain up to 2 passages. And what is unique about QE is that the passage could be based from a poem or a play. So again, this is something which comes very uniquely in QE. A lot of other mock exams don't use poems and plays, but if you're giving the QE exam, you could come across one of these passage types as well. In terms of exam topics, this is a high level list, so this does not go down into exact nitty-gritties, but this should cover comprehensively most of the important topics that you're going to come across. Let's talk a little bit about exam scoring. So how the exams are scored. Now, there are 3 terms which you need to be aware of. First one is the raw score. So raw score is basically how many questions you got right. So let's say in the QE paper, there are 50 questions and you got 40 of them right. Then 40 or 80% becomes your raw score. Yeah. Now, the problem with raw score is it's not a relative performance. So if you got 40 out of 50, is that a good score or a bad score? That depends on how others scored as well. Yeah. So that is why a lot of schools don't use raw scores, but they use something called standardized scores. So standardized scores are basically a measure of relative performance. So how your child has done relative to others. In terms of score range, a typical standardized score can vary between 60 to 141. 141 is generally the highest possible score in a QE exam. So generally, if you get a perfect score, that would be 141. Yeah. 100 is typically the mean score achieved by all the students who are taking the exam in that year. Then we have something called age standardization. So age standardized scores, basically what it is that the councils, they give the younger students in the year group certain extra marks. The reason they do this is there can be up till a year's difference between the youngest and the oldest child in a year group. So the councils just like to award the younger students some extra points to compensate them for one less year of brain development, etc. So in the bigger context of things, when the standardized scores range from 60 to 141, this is going to be just a couple of extra points, maybe 2 points or at the max 4 points, something like that. So when you look at it in the broader context of the range of 60 to 141, yes, a couple of extra points always helps, but this is not going to make or break, a child's case. So if you got a child who is capable, even though they might be older or a younger child, they definitely have a chance to, gain admission into one of their top schools. Let's talk in a little bit about admissions. So this is basically key timelines and some other things like PAN. PAN is published admission number. So this is the planned number of students the school is taking that particular year. Generally, this is around 180. But what happens is generally the intake is a little bit more than that because of appeals and some other criteria. So the actual student intake is around 190, 192 students. Yeah. Let's understand what score is going to enable you to gain admission into QE. Now there are two kind of scores. One is you need to get a score over 220 to be considered eligible for admission. So let's say in case you get a score of 220 or above, that doesn't mean that you are going to get admission. That means you have achieved at a level where the school thinks you are fit for admission into QE. Now, if you actually get admission or not is going to depend on how others have performed in that particular year. So this is by cutoff. So the school provides this very useful table in their prospectus. So this tells you what was the lowest score that gained admission in a particular year. So that is the last column over here, this one. So in 2024, the lowest score that got admission was a standardized score of 235. I think we do have the data for this year. So 2025, in round one of the allocations, the lowest score admitted was 238. But in the subsequent rounds, this score came down to 235. So if you had a child who had 236 or above, they would have been offered admission by the subsequent rounds at least. Hopefully this makes sense. Now, let's talk about some key dates. So on this table, we have some key dates over here. So 1st of May is 2025 is when the entrance form request opened up. So you had to fill this entrance form if you're planning to give the QE exam that year. 11th of July is when the form needed to be filled. So you had about 2.5 months to fill up this form. 3rd of July was the school open day when you could visit the school, interact with the faculty, interact with the students, and learn more about the school. With schools like QE, the open days are heavily oversubscribed. So as soon as they release information, you need to try and make your booking so you don't miss out on this. So this year the timelines are expected to be similar. If you are a part of our WhatsApp group, we will be sharing these timelines as they become available. Yeah. So the entrance test happened on the 17th and 18th of September, and the results are expected to be, received by the 1st of October or 2nd of October, something like that. Then Wednesday, so this is the reserve test for applicants who were not ill, who were ill on the day. So, who couldn't take the exam for any valid reason. So they give the exam on 24th of September. So 1st of October is when the results are expected to be released. And 2nd of March is the national offer day next year, when students will be told if they have been allocated a place in their chosen schools in round one. Okay, now let's talk about an important topic. How do you choose the right school for your child? So there must be a number of, schools, grammar schools or private schools or local comprehensives that you might be considering. So what are the factors you should be looking at? The first one is obviously the academic ranking. So how does the school compare with others in terms of academic rank? So we'll talk about this in a little more detail, but there are a number of other parameters you should consider as well. For example, how big is going to be the commute from your expected place of residence to the school? Now, in the past, we have known families who have taken up admission in a school which was really far from their place of residence. So the child was, traveling 1.5 hours each way in the morning and in the evening. Now, this has a very detrimental impact on the child because as you go further into the school years, the academic pressure is going to increase. B, if you're planning to take up some extracurriculars, if you're spending like 3 hours a day in the commute, then that has a big impact on your availability for extracurriculars. So do give commute a big weightage as well. Then a lot of families prefer either mixed sex or a single sex school. There is no right or wrong choice in this. If you want your child to be in a mixed sex school where boys and girls are studying together, then obviously QE is a single sex school. So you might need to consider other options. But in case you are really happy with a single sex school, then QE is definitely one of the top school for boys. Yeah. School demographics. For a lot of families, it's important. So this means what is the mix of students? Does it represent the community, or is it very polarized towards certain sections of the population? So if that is important to you, give that due consideration as well. Then school infrastructure and school specialty. It becomes important to some parents. In case your child has a very unique interest, for example, they're really passionate about music or something, then you might want to visit and see what the school offers in terms of that particular extracurricular. Now, school demographics, infrastructure, and specialty. These are you are going to best find out when you go to the open day of the school. So we do recommend you go for the open days, you talk to the faculty, talk to the students, and find out what really drives the school. And that's a very good chance to take your child along and get them motivated to join that school. So don't miss out on school open days. Now QE has a very excellent video prospectus on their website. I think this is the link. It should still work. So once the PPT comes to you, use this link, watch that video perspective. It's really good. Now let's talk about the academic ranking bit in a bit more detail. Now there are a number of academic rankings which are available. The one we recommend generally is the Good School Guide. So what they do is they break down the ranking by the basis of what they call attainment rate and progress rate. So what is attainment rate? Basically, they take the eight most important GCSE subjects and what is the attainment of students in GCSE on those 8 subjects. So they rank schools on that. Progress rate is basically when the children entered the school to when they take the GCSEs, what is the uplift in those 8 core subjects. So that is progress rate. So this particular table is based on progress rate scores. If you look at QE, it is one of the top schools, but there are a number, which have been ranked slightly above. Now it depends from ranking to ranking. Some would rank QE as the very top school. And actually, if you look at attainment rate scores instead of progress rate, you will find QE is possibly the highest ranked school for boys in terms of attainment rate. So definitely, the top schools, there are 3-4 top schools, which are all really good. And, they have a very marginal difference in terms of ranking. So definitely visit these schools if you're interested and see, which overall fits better in your aspirations rather than just go by academic ranking. That being said, QE is obviously one of the best schools in terms of academics for boys. Coming to the all-important question, how do you prepare for the QE exam? There are 3 parts of this preparation which we are going to cover. The first is going to be the theory coverage. So every topic has certain theory elements which you need to cover. For example, in maths, you need to understand how to calculate probability. You need to work out the angles. You need to have knowledge of 3D shapes. All of these are theory topics. Now we recommend either you go for bond handbooks or CGP study books. So both of them are highly recommended. And what they do is they take you through the theory elements first, and then they ensure that you get lots and lots of practice of those basic question types. So it's very good for building a good foundation. At Oxbridge Institute, we have our 11 plus preparation camps. Let me take you through the maths camp, what we are going to do, and then I'll take you through a small schedule of when we are holding these camps. So the maths camp is going to be held on the October term break. So all of our camps are held during term breaks when students are off from school. So that gives you a very good way to utilize that holiday time to get some really high impact training. So the maths camp is going to be held from 27th October to 1st of November. Now these camps have been modified for 2025. So these are brand new camps in that sense. Key feature is you will be covering the full aspect of theory for that particular subject. So in this case, maths. So we'll be covering all the maths topics within that 1 week. Students will get over 500 practice questions to solve. You will have daily assignments and assessments. There's going to be a live review class every day from 6 to 6:30 p.m. This is a very good opportunity for students to consolidate the day's learning and get some practice on really important questions. We will have a live doubt session from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. In case there is some elements of the course which students were not able to fully grasp, you can bring it to the doubt session and we'll have a look at it together. So this is the way these new camps are going to be structured. We have a vocabulary booster camp in December, English camp in February, NVR and VR camps in April. Now, NVR and VR are not relevant for QE, but if you are taking other exams like HBS or GL-based exams, or other exams like that, then you might have to give a NVR or VR paper as well. So we are going to hold these camps in April and the accuracy booster in May. Now, in case you miss any of these camps, we'll be running all of these camps again next July and August. So in the July and August break, these camps are going to be run again. So if you miss any, you can always catch up then. Yeah. If you are a part of our WhatsApp group, I'll share the link to it later. Then you get a 1-day free trial as well. So instead of paying upfront for the camp, you can get day one as a trial, and then you see if that camp fits what you're trying to achieve. And then you can decide to continue. The second part of the preparation is regular exam style questions. Now, Bond and CGP have their assessment papers and 10-minute tests, which are really highly recommended. So they are really good quality for general practice. At Oxbridge Institute, we have our online books. So we have our 10-minute, 15-minute, and 20-minute books, which are really good. So these are timed books as well. So once you start a test, it will cut off after the required time. And each of these books has 10 tests of that duration. The 15-minute and 20-minute test books are highly recommended for schools like QE. So they are made for London grammar schools, and they feature some really tough questions with solutions. We also have certain specific books like Poem Comprehension, which is targeted at QE boys. So these books are available on our website as well. A lot of parents also recommend First Past the Post in case you are looking for some hard type questions. So these books are also recommended. Finally, we come to mock exams. Now, in terms of mock exams, it doesn't have to be competitive mock exam or paid mock exams. You can start with these GL exams, which are issued by GL themselves. So obviously, you don't need the VR and NVR for QE. But these exams are really good because they have a very high quality. They do come with answers, but unfortunately, they don't come with solutions as such. So we do have a product which can help you later. I'll be talking about our master classes later, where we will be giving doubt support on these exams as well. In terms of Oxbridge Institute, we do offer competitive mock exams in terms of online mocks, at-home mocks, and physical mocks. So let me talk a little bit about these in detail. So our online mocks are going to start from February 2026. So you get a personalized score report, you get raw standardized score and pass, not pass analysis as standard. You get detailed solutions as well. And something which is very unique to us, we offer you a free test reset. So in case you gave, for example, you gave the February mock, in March or April, you could get that test reset and just see how the child is performing after looking at the solutions. So there should be a marked improvement. And if there's not, then the child is actually not learning from their mistakes. So it's a very powerful tool, which a lot of parents use regularly. In terms of physical mocks, our physical mocks are going to start from May 2026. Our physical mocks have some unique features. For example, all of our physical mocks are made fresh in that year. So our 2026 mocks are going to be made in 2026 itself. And the reason that gives us the advantage is we can make sure that our exam pattern is the most current one. So what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a lot of feedback from students who have given our exam last year and who have given the actual exam this year. And we'll compare our mock exams. And if we find the level of difficulty is too hard or too light, or there are some different kind of questions which have been introduced, we can incorporate that into our next year mocks. So with us, you will always be looking at the most expected pattern. So that is something which is unique to us. Also, we allow you to keep the exam paper. So not all providers will allow you to take the exam paper home, but we believe that it is very important for a good review. So you can always take the exam paper home with us. If you wanted to give one of our older mock exams, we have that at-home mock service where you can give our older mock exams. The exams will come to your home. You do it as per the instructions. You give us a copy of the answer sheet either by WhatsApp image or by scanning it. And we give you a full cohort report as if you had given the exam with the cohort. Yeah. So that service is also available to you. Now let's again 2026 mock exams. Our mock exams are usually £40 each, but you can get a bundle of 3 exams for £100. And what we also offer you is a mix and match opportunity. So let's say you are giving QE, but also you are giving Sutton. So what you could do is you could get a bundle of 3 mocks and you could take 2 QE and 1 Sutton mock. Or if you are giving CSSC, FSCE, some of the other pattern exams, you can mix and match across those as well. Yeah. So again, our physical mocks are going to be held in May, July, and August next year. The exact dates and the venue will be confirmed in the next couple of months. Let's talk about Oxbridge all-inclusive package. So this is a package we have introduced to help families keep the cost of 11 plus education down. This package contains all of our relevant online resources. So you will get access to the English and the maths camps. You will get all the specialized camps like vocabulary booster, accuracy booster, etc. You get the relevant Oxbridge books, that is the English and maths 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute books, and also poem comprehension and any exam specific books that we introduced this year. In terms of mock exams, you get 3 online mocks, 3 physical mocks, and 3 at-home mocks as part of this package. So this package would have a recommended retail price of around £1,000 in total, but as a bundle, you can get it for £500. And this bundle is going to be available till the 31st of December. So what this means is, let's say you go for the maths camp in October, and subsequently you decide you want to go for the complete bundle, then you only need to pay the incremental cost till 31st of December. And then you can get the complete package. I referred to this earlier. We introduced this year something called master classes. So this is basically a opportunity for students to work with us for free and get some insights on some core topics. So currently we are helping students prepare for the primary maths challenge. For students who are interested in competitive maths, it's really a fun challenge, primary maths challenge. And it paves the way for further contests like Junior Maths Challenge, Junior Olympiad, and so on. So currently we are working with students on these. But what we do is, generally we meet once every 2 weeks. Either it could be Saturday 2 p.m. or maybe Sunday 12 noon. And we have these sessions. So currently we are working on primary maths challenge, but we will also hold doubt sessions for these GL assessment practice papers, as well as our Oxbridge online books. Yeah. So if you're doing these and you have doubts, we will be holding doubt sessions where you can come and get your queries resolved. We'll also be covering some theory basics. So English and maths more prominently, but also some topics of NVR and VR will be covering as part of these master classes. So in case you want to keep updated on this, please DM me on this particular number. I'll send you a link to our WhatsApp group, and we'll share all of this information and a lot more in our WhatsApp group. We have a number of information sessions which we are holding this month and next. So we already had an information section on Bucks 11 plus, Sutton 11 plus. Currently, we are talking about this QE 11 plus. We'll also be having sessions on HBS and an information session on maths challenges. So in case you want any of these past PPTs, or if you want to register for the maths challenge session, then this is the link where you can find all of our events. If you have missed the event, please DM me, WhatsApp me, and I'll send you a recording of that event. Yeah. In case you guys are based near Harrow, we are also going to be exhibiting at Jito Mega Fair, which is being held on the 4th of October. So in case you are around, it will be lovely to catch up with you. If you have any queries, you can email me at sumit@oxbridgeinstitute.co.uk. We have a live chat button on our website, which is usually manned So you can reach us through that, or you can WhatsApp me on 07853284405, and I'll try my best to help. Yeah. Now this is it for the session. We had a couple of parent queries through in the session. I'll take you through those as well. One parent had asked us that in case you are going for the QE bundle, but you also want to prepare for Sutton. Now Sutton has certain specialized courses like creative writing, etc. So how can you get a discount on that? So basically what happens is these bundles are discounted at 50% from the RRP. So what we'll simply do is, let's say you take the QE bundle and later on you want to take the Sutton specific books or the Sutton creative writing course, etc. We'll just give you a flat 50% discount on that. That is if you have already taken up a bundle this year. Yeah. So that is the way that will work. Somebody did ask me that if QE has a catchment. Now, QE school does not have a catchment. It is what we call as a super selective school. That means it takes admission only on the basis of merit. So how you do well, how well you do in the exam is the only criteria that matters. So you could be based really far away from the school, but if you want admission and if you have done really well in the exam, you can apply for the school and get admission. So there is no catchment area as such. Yeah. So these were the two important questions which parents has asked. If you have other burning questions, please do join our WhatsApp group. We have a very supportive parent community there, and they or we would be happy to help any question that is asked there. So guys, thanks for attending this session. You will get a recording of this. So any doubts you have, please refer back to this recording or ask in the WhatsApp group. Thanks a lot. I hope to be working with a lot of you in the coming year.